This is Rare Replay. We're on Xbox Series X, so the game does benefit from auto HDR, and I mean, it's interesting. So this is a collection of Rare's titles. You jump into the game gallery, see historic elements of Rare, the studio, and jump into snapshots, which are small little challenges that mix things up. So we're not going to be showing off the 360 games because those kind of split off into their own sort of thing, and I might kind of cover them separately. So we're going to be playing the games that are sort of baked into this pack, as to say, kind of showing off a number of the different experiences that are present here, which really is the best and the brightest of what Rare's released over the years. Everything from Conker to, Grab by the Ghoulies, Perfect Dark, the Viva Piñata games, and even some of their, really historical classics. Everything's in here. It's easy to jump into and quite a lot of fun. So we're going to start with something a little bit older. We're going to do Saber Wolf. So we're just kind of showing off a few of the different games so you get an idea of what this pack is and what you can do with it. So here we get options. You can do like snapshots. You can actually see the options in regards to like the controls and turning on like cheats and having infinite lives and changing the screen border. There's a lot of different options for how you play these games. I don't know if I want to bring up my old save. I mean, we'll make a new one so you can kind of see that in action. But yeah, this is Saber Wolf, which is kind of, I guess you could say, a classic sort of experience from the time. And it's interesting because, this is like such a retro old game that we're jumping into. Ow. And there's so many different neat options in regards to the different types of games that are present within this package. I am just absolutely getting annihilated here. Oh, but yeah, it's just these classic games, and then you get some 3D ones. They're not all like this if you're looking here and being like, what is this? There's a wide variety of different options that you can jump into and play if you'd like. It really is quite impressive in terms of just how many games are present within this package. And I mean, it's always going to be on Game Pass too, so if you want to experience it that way, it's easy to jump in here and enjoy what Rare Replay has to offer. But we're going to switch to another kind of game because I want to show off, as many as possible, so you get an idea of what the package has to offer. So we're gonna go a little bit forward into the future, even though there's fun things like Underworld and Night Lore and Gunfight and Pro-Am and everything like that. Snake and Roll is kind of funny. We're gonna do Battletoads. That's right, the legendary Battletoads that did return this past year of recording, which is kind of a little bit wild to think about, the fact that the Battletoads were back. So this is considered a fairly hardcore game, I guess you could say, in terms of like the design and everything. It's kind of marvelous that you can experience this old school, well, Battletoads title, Battletoads, and it just pops up in here and you can enjoy what it has to offer. And we're just getting into the action. So this is like a weird, I don't know how you would describe it, side-scrolling sort of beat 'em up with some other interesting elements to it. Sorry, I'm not trying to pause it. I want to get into the action faster. So yeah, you're just kind of like, the Battletoads! It's just sort of funny, like, seeing this in action. And, you got your squad there. They made them look really tough on the exterior there when they kind of like funny looking, but it's just like sort of what's considered a very hardcore type of experience. So we can also hold this down, and I think we get our options here. So you can see we can add like screen border on and off, or different filters for like CRT, and then the rewind if you want to like go back in case you like mess up. I think that's the fun of doing these retro type games, is the fact that they can offer these different, sort of modern options to them without wrecking the original experience or changing things too much. You get the option. Now, this really isn't the best way to play Battletoads. I'd actually suggest playing the new Battletoads game because it's actually really great and quite well done. And yeah, I mean, I don't agree with some of the puzzles and stuff, but that's for that review of Battletoads I did. But yeah, it's just kind of a neat thing that this option is present, that you can jump in here, that you can experience what Battletoads has to offer, and I think that's kind of cool that they have this all just in the pack. Like, all these games, like, not every one of them is going to be like the most amazing thing in the world if you don't like older games, but I think they really do have a number of really great gems in this one. So if you've, like, I guess you could say if you don't have the 360 ones downloaded, you basically kind of get those as an extra thing, and the only way to get achievements in these games for those exterior ones like Perfect Dark, or you have to download that version, but they're also available separately in the store too, and I thought that was worth mentioning. But yeah, this is Conker, and still waiting for a new Conker game. Please bring back Conker. You know, I know he's got like dialogue and stuff that wouldn't really fly as much today, but he's such a neat character. Maybe they can reimagine him or do something different with Conker. I don't know. But Conker's just such a delight, and he's such a crazy character. And yeah, he's a fun one in the library, at least I think so. It's definitely, you know, kind of the weirdest character. But they don't, you know, like, we don't get games like this anymore that are sort of, how do you describe it? Really weirdly crude or adult, even though you know what I mean, like, right? We get like more mature titles and stuff like that, but nothing like as wildly weird as this one was. It's just nuts, and I don't know if they. That's again the thing, is like, what they do this kind of character in modern times. I don't know. It's nice. It's in the package, so you know it's kind of a nice little option to have here. Just Conker going in here. He's got his scarecrow and stuff. But we're gonna switch over to another game, because again, I'm trying to show off as much as possible, and I don't want to give Conker the shaft or anything, but we're just trying to roll through here and, you know, present a bunch of different games. But you get, you know, Conker's in there, grabbed by the Ghoulies. Does that split off into a different game? I know that Perfect Darks do. Kameo does. Viva Piñata does. The Viva Piñata games are incredible, by the way. And we've got our Banjo and Kazooie, because I know people love Banjo, but Banjo splits off into a separate game, so we might show off Banjo someday. If you see something here that I'm not showing and you want to see it, you know, definitely let me know. I think this one plays in the game too. Just trying to remember what each of them does, because there's like, what, 30 games or something like that. The value in this package is absolutely amazing. We're going to jump into Grabbed by the Ghoulies. Ooh. Yeah, it's kind of nuts that we're like able to enjoy these games all these years later. I think that's really the most amazing thing of Rare Replay for me, is that you can experience these bonus challenges. I guess that might be the best way to kind of show this one. Yeah, they've got such a rich, weird history of different scenarios. I guess this is all locked. Okay, well, that's fantastic. You don't even know why the option is there. Come on, let's jump in here and kind of show this off. And yeah, Grabbed by the Ghoulies. This one actually looks kind of incredible in terms of like the visuals, because it's like a full, you know, widescreen presentation, whereas a lot of the other ones are not. If you know what I mean. I don't know, it's just kind of neat to jump through this legacy, this history of games that are so nostalgic to many. Or, like, for me, a lot of them, it was the first time I'd even jumped into these titles to try them out or see them in action. I just find it kind of fascinating that you can jump into, you know, decades of games in one package. And I know it's not every single great Rare game, right? I mean, they don't have the licensing to all of the nostalgic classics, but I think it's got some really stellar titles in it. You know, you've got your Banjo-Kazooie, you've got your Perfect Dark, you got the glorious Viva Piñata games. Rare, you know, what are you doing? We need Viva Piñata 3. That's what I've been waiting for. That's all I want to see. But yeah, but you know what I mean? We've got all these like nostalgic titles, like these really, really old ones. And again, won't be for everyone. They're not going to be like games that everybody wants to play, but they're neat to check out, and they're neat to see in action. The history of this like wild studio that's done so much over the years. It's kind of amazing. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this look at Rare Replay and got an idea of the titles that are present and the options that are available for customizing your experience. And yeah, I can't wait to see what Rare does next. We've had Sea of Thieves, Everwild is coming at this point in time. I think they got a bright future ahead. It'll be neat to see what sort of experiences they offer down the road.